If you want to make money selling business-to-business services, you need leads. Most people waste a lot of time on lead generation, and so did we. We've tested email, we've tested ads, we've tested LinkedIn, but there's just one way that stands out and keeps working for us, and that's cold calling. In this video, I'm going to show you why cold calling is the best in our opinion and how you can do it too. But let me first introduce myself. My name is Thomas, you can call me Deli, and together with my business partner, we run an AI automation agency where we help streamline businesses and make them run more efficient. And one of the most important factor, if not the most important factor of us earning money with this business is how many leads can we generate and how many people can we help. Now, of course, we all know there are inbound lead systems and outbound lead systems. And although inbound lead systems can work very well if you have a personal brand and have social proof, we think starting out, you might be a starter as well, that outbound lead generation is very important. We've tried email campaigns, we've tried LinkedIn, DMs, everything, but it hasn't really worked for us. And not only does it not work for us, even though we've tried it on a big scale, it also doesn't feel like we are doing business. And this is because we are not really creating conversations. Everything we will do with email or DMs will be automated, done by AI, and it doesn't feel human-like. And a lot of people do not want to buy from robots, they want to buy from humans. This is why we switch over to cold calling, where we can actually build a connection with the person that's on the other end of the phone. We can answer questions that they have on the spot. It's almost fully in your control if you're gonna get the lead or not. And overall, it just feels like we're actually doing business and becoming better businessmen in general. This is why 80% of our leads and deals have come from cold calls. Not email, not LinkedIn, not YouTube, cold calls. Alright, so right now I'm gonna go over a simple cold calling system that we use. It's going to be 4 steps. It's going to turn you into a better cold caller and get you some more leads. So let's go. All right, so step 1 is you have to niche down. You have to know what you're going to sell if you want to start cold calling, because you cannot call a business and then tell them, hey, we are DL automations and we just make AI automations. They're going to be like, okay, that's kind of vague. So whether it's going to be calling restaurants, recruitment agencies, personal trainers, plumbers, real estate agents, doesn't matter, but you have to niche down. Just pick a niche, come up with a solution for that niche, and start calling them back to back to back. What this also does is you start creating a pattern when you're calling, because you're not switching from business to business niche. So your cold call pitch is not changing either. It's always the same, very predictable, and you can get better very quickly this way and thus generate more leads. So at DL Automations, we've niched down the recruitment agency niche. We've come up with a few solutions for them. So when we are reaching out to new recruitment agencies, we already know their pain points, what they're dealing with, and possible solutions. And since we've helped other recruitment agencies, we can tell them, hey, we've helped this recruitment agency and this recruitment agency with this solution and this solution, which also builds social proof and trust. All right. Moving on to step number 2, which is building a call list. Now, there are several ways you can create a call list. Of course, you can go on Google Maps, search in whatever kind of niche you're in. Let's say you are trying to cold call a lot of plumbers. You will go on Google Maps, for example. Google Maps. Right here, you press in like plumbers, and you will get all these plumbers. You can get their phone numbers, but you could also, for example, go on LinkedIn. Follow me on LinkedIn, by the way. Here you go. You can go search plumbers here. What I would also suggest is pick the second thingy. This means you have some mutual connections with these plumbers, and then you will connect with them, or just click on their profile and try to find their phone number there. In this case, I can't see it right now, but you just have to find one that actually has a phone number. And of course, you could also go through your warm contacts. Now, you might know some people that are in your niche already, and these are actually the highest likelihood of wanting to work with you, because you already know them, you already have them in your contacts, so why would they not respond or have a conversation with you? So definitely try that out. The response rate is probably going to be the highest out of all of these methods. But right here, you can see this icon right here, which is a tool which actually scrapes phone numbers from Google Maps. And this is the tool that we use. Actually, it's called Outscraper. Let me go over, give you a quick little tutorial of what it does. We'll have to log in first here. So we already made an account, but if you don't have an account, create an account. It's really cheap as well. It does cost money, but it's really cheap. And what you can do is you can scrape a full list of, in this case for us, we did recruiters. If you press here, and then right here, you have the information. In this case, we picked 500. You don't need 500. I'd say start with like about 100. That's enough. You get all their information and also phone number right here. in this section, and you can just start calling them. It's not only their phone number, it's also their email, their LinkedIn, everything. If you want to contact them in another way, it's a perfect tool just for lead generation in general, but we use it for cold calling. So highly recommend you using this as well. We're not sponsored in any way. It's just a great tool. I'll put the link of Outscraper in the description if you want to check it out. Alright, so on to step number 3. It's really important that you write a short script that doesn't suck. Now, what I don't want you to do is spend hours on making a script and being stressed over what you're going to say. This short script should only be like a beginning phrase or something to fall back on when you lose track or anything. You shouldn't be reading up a whole line of text to whoever you're calling, because they're going to notice and it's not going to sound natural, and it's just going to decrease the chance of you landing this client. So don't be like these two guys, stressed out. You got to be this guy right here, very nonchalant and just chill. Talk to them like it's a normal conversation, and the goal is to book another Zoom meeting with them for like 15 minutes. So a short example of how a cold call for us would look like: hey, good afternoon, you're calling with Thomas from DL Automations. Am I disturbing you at this time? No? Oh, okay, good. Well, just like you, I'm also very busy, so I'll just keep it short. At DL Automations, we make recruitment agencies work better and more efficient through AI workflows, and we think we could help you as well with some solutions. So would you be interested in booking a 15-minute discovery call? Just go over your pain points and see if we can help you that way. Now, of course, this was a very straight to the point example. Depending on who you're calling with, you should tailor your pitch, of course. All right, so step 4, always follow up. It's gonna be very likely that you're gonna call someone and they're gonna be interested, but they don't have the time to talk about it right now. So what you always have to do is get their contact information, write down their phone number, of course, write down the name of who you were calling, write down their email. Of course, you have to send an email saying something like, hey, I just called you the other day. Would you still be interested in having a Zoom meeting or a discovery call? And then if you get the LinkedIn, you send a follow-up DM or make a connection. And this is very important because people are always busy, especially in business. One interaction with them is not going to make them a client, so you're going to have to follow up. And of course, with this Outscraper tool, it's very organized. Let's say you called this number and they have a positive reply, but you have to send an email. Then you can make like a note somewhere. Hey, I have to still email this company. They were interested. Or if they weren't interested, you just turn it red. Then you know you don't have to call them back or contact them again. All right, so those were the 4 steps. I hope they helped, but I want you to keep these things in mind before you start your cold calling journey. It's still a numbers game. Let's say you call 20 businesses a day. You should not expect to close every single one, especially not in the beginning. You're gonna call 20, you're gonna get 3 to 4 that are actually gonna listen, and then you're gonna have maybe 1 or 2 that are actually gonna book a follow-up meeting. That's just the reality. That's just how it is. But if you have that one that actually is interested and books a meeting with you, then there's a very high likelihood that it's gonna turn into an actual paying client. Then it might be uncomfortable. Yes, it will be uncomfortable, especially in the beginning. You're gonna get rejections, you're gonna get objections, you're gonna have to answer questions on the spot, you're gonna have to book meetings on the spot. It's not gonna be easy, of course, but it really works. And if you do what most people don't, which is cold calling, you'll get what most people cannot get, which is high quality leads. So even though it's uncomfortable, you gotta push through, at least give it a try. I know people like email campaigns or DMing or whatever, but at least you should have tried this strategy. And also make sure to call your niche at the right time. For example, if you're gonna call plumbers, look up when plumbers are taking their breaks, when they're most active. And of course, call them on their breaks and don't call them at the time that they're most active. Really important, because if they don't pick up, it doesn't mean they're not interested. They're probably just busy. So you have to call them at the time of day when they're the least busy. Now, I hope this helped you get a better understanding of why cold calling is such a great tool to get high quality leads. If you're new to cold calling or business in general and have more questions, please drop them below in the comments. Or you can even book in a call with us just to go over what you're struggling with. We're always open to help. It's free. Please connect with our socials. It's in the bio of our YouTube channel. Like if you want to see more content like this, and subscribe to us if you want to follow us on our journey becoming multi-millionaires within the AI space. Catch you in the next video. Peace.